Hello and welcome back to the Blackford Book Club once more, and another exciting edition from the Essential Film Reviews collection, brought to you in association with Radiohead, the Unforgivable. It was a cold, overcast and rainy Sunday morning as the alarm chirped randomly to Everything in Its Right Place by Radiohead. 2 hours later, and after watching the first of a number of films perfectly suited to sheltering from the April showers of a Sunday here in the UK, the film ended with Everything in Its Right Place by Radiohead. What was that you tried to say? What I'm trying to say is you'd be forgiven for thinking I'd risen from my slumbers and decided yet again to venture into the darkness of identity loss and was lucid dreaming with Tom Cruise, Penelope Cruz, Cameron Diaz and Kurt Russell in the criminally unloved Cameron Crowe directed Vanilla Sky from 2 decades ago, and I would forgive you. Instead, I was loving a Netflix release from 2 years ago entitled The Unforgivable, starring Sandra Bullock, Vincent D'Onofrio, Richard Thomas, Viola Davis and the magnificent John Bernthal, and whilst the film was veering ever so slightly away from a tight, brilliantly portrayed and deliberately unapologetically grim tale, cue a piano recital of this Radiohead gem, a surprising twist, and everything was indeed in its right place after all. Your star of an albeit grim tale, but, for a change, the right ending. Ruth Slater, Sandra Bullock. A stranger in a strange land returning to Seattle, Washington after serving 20 years in prison. She's a cop killer everywhere you go, and never allowed to forget, be forgiven, or move on despite serving her sentence before release for good behaviour. Ruth Slater has exchanged one prison for another, one strange land for another, and one grim, dead-eyed existence for another too. She may have paid a statutory price for the repugnant crime of 2 decades ago, but whether it be the families caught up in her horrific web, even her own, or the friends she tries to make as she attempts to rebuild her life on the outside, she's still in a prison of sorts and a purgatory from which she can't see an escape. Sandra Bullock, who also served as a producer along with a host of others, including Sally Wainwright, who wrote the original 2009 television series upon which the film is based, is simply magnificent as the haunted, dead-eyed ex-convict, not seeking redemption, just peace of mind in a strange, strange land. Written for the screen by Peter Craig, Hilary Seitz and Courtney Miles, and directed by German-born filmmaker Nora Fingscheidt, in only her 4th all-time feature-length release, and I believe first in the English language, this is unapologetically grim and with very few smiles and a tough watch at times. That said, with the inclusion of the piano recital of Everything in Its Right Place by Radiohead, and the trademark hum of an orchestral music score from Hans Zimmer, together with outstanding performances from Bullock, D'Onofrio, Thomas, Davis and of course John Bernthal, there's a twist you may not see coming, a catharsis of an ending, and everything in its right place. Highly recommended. And I leave you as a paranoid android in peace and in solidarity. And I sincerely thank you for watching. Peace everyone.